Hi, my name is Maryah Greene, and I'm a houseplant expert and stylist in New York City. Today, let's troubleshoot two of the most common problems we find with our houseplants. Now let's get to the root of your issue with your plant. We were completely overwhelmed by the responses we got from last episode. We got questions like how to revive your plant or how to identify root rot, and I can't wait to get to all of your questions. But first, we wanted to tackle the most universal issue troubling the plant community, and that's pesky pests and how to spot them. A lot of times, identifying the issue with our houseplants isn't always easy for new plant parents. So let's start by trying to nip some of your pest problems in the bud. Part of being a responsible plant caretaker is recognizing if your plants are suffering. It's almost always easier to prevent a pest infestation than to eliminate one. Frequent monitored care is the key. That includes using clean pots and soil while also keeping your plants on a regular watering schedule. But how do you know if you have a pesky plant predicament? Try saying that 3 times fast. A lot of times they can be difficult to see, like spider mites and mealybugs, but that doesn't mean that they won't lead to lots of trouble. When examining your plants, look for webbing, nibbling, or cotton-like buildup underneath the leaves. And once you've confirmed that there are indeed pests, the first and most important step you can take is isolating that plant. Early infestations can often be hand-picked using a paper towel or a cotton scrub. If only a portion of the leaves are infected, remove the infected leaves and save the rest. Next, spray the plants forcefully with water and make sure to get the undersides of the leaves because that tends to be where most pests are hiding. Plants can also be sprayed using insecticidal repellent or rubbing alcohol solution. Another preventative measure that you can take is adding cinnamon to the top layer of your soil. I do this once every few months to each of my plants. But if none of that seems to be working, it's possible that your plant could be suffering from something unrelated to pests. We'll spare you some of the photos of some of the most common pest problems, but if you think you might have one, take a look online. Now, let's solve the second most common plant mystery. Why are the leaves on your plants turning brown and yellow? Well, if you had your plant for a while and you find that the yellowing is pretty subtle, that's completely natural. But often, the reason your plant's leaves are changing color is a result of watering. Press your fingertips gently into the soil and see how it feels. Is it dry or moist? Most yellowing or browning leaves can be caused by either under or overwatering. So after checking your plant's soil, adjust the watering schedule until you see a positive change in your leaves' colors. Another factor that can play into discoloration of plants is light exposure. If your houseplant is drying with scorching tips and yellowing edges, it might be receiving too much intense light. Move the plant to an area with less intense light and prune off the drying yellowing leaves. Brown leaves could also mean exposure to cold temperatures. So if your plant's anywhere near an air conditioner perhaps, simply move it to a new spot. Remember that there are so many factors that go into keeping our houseplants happy. My goal is to make these as simple and accessible as possible. You got this. Before I go, I want to help one of you identify one of your mystery plants. Taylor wrote in with this question. I have quite a few plants, and this one I just received from a colleague. I water it about once a week, and it used to look pretty peppy until I brought it home, and I'm also not sure what kind of plant it is. Taylor, the photo you sent in is actually of a parlor palm. Parlor palms often receive too much light in my clients' homes because they look so tropical. In reality, they don't like a lot of direct light, so if you can, move it to a location with less light and continue watering it about once a week. I'm so thrilled that the community shares my passion for houseplants, and I can't wait to keep learning from you. Please tell us more about your houseplants and what you love about them by emailing us at askaplantexpert@headspace.com. And don't worry, every week we'll continue troubleshooting and addressing individualized plant care. Thanks for watching and see you again soon.